Hey everyone, how are you doing tonight? My name's Spencer, and welcome to Best Ball Draft Addicts. So tonight, I am on my journey to Maxfill this contest, and it will be my 113th draft. We are 20 days away, and I still have, what's that, going to leave me 37 drafts left. So I'm just sitting at my almost two a day, so we're going to get there. It's going to be awesome. Super happy. We've got the WBC tonight, which is amazing. Going to be drafting. Well, we got some actual real baseball going on here. So tonight, I'm very happy to have on my good friend Brock. He's been on with me before, and before I bring Brock on, I wanted to go ahead and just remind everyone what the schedule is here. So I go live every Tuesday night, and we draft together, and then we always try to go live on the weekend, Friday or Saturday, or some weeks both. This week, we're obviously tonight, we're not going to be going on tomorrow. Tomorrow, if you want to draft, go over to Stacking Dingers, and you're going to find Brad and Jason, and they're going to be drafting a dinger over there. So I'll be there hopefully, and that's going to be a lot of fun. And keep an eye out. I'm not going to schedule anything for Sunday, but I don't have anything planned this Sunday, and I'm probably going to just randomly go live sometime in the day. So if you can get on and want to draft on Sunday, just expect that to happen at some point. All right. Without further ado, let's go ahead and bring on tonight's guest. Brock, how's it going tonight, buddy?
What's up, Spence? Going well. Man. How about you?
Going good. I'm super pumped to be in here about to do this draft. And like I was saying, it's so excited that we have the WBC and real baseball going on right now.
I know. I've been itching for it. And this feels like the first big night. Multiple games on at once. I was telling you earlier, I was up even just this morning watching games. So whatever I can get, I will watch. I'll watch Chechnya play Chinese Taipei. Whatever's on, that's what we're watching.
That's right. I love that you actually were up early and you were able to see the Shohei Ohtani Grand Slam
incredible.
Live. I woke up to see it already over.
We saw Manny Ramirez's kid take Logan Webb deep.
Bo
Bichette's brother, who I didn't know about, is in this thing.
Is he?
Jose Contreras' kid throwing Vulcan changeups. It's crazy.
It's crazy. Was he the kid on Brazil, Bichette, with the green hair?
Green hair? Yeah.
I thought I saw Bichette on the back of his jersey there, and I didn't realize.
Dante Jr. I had no idea he was a thing.
Well, now you know Dante Jr. is a thing.
Yep.
Well, I am super pumped to do this. Before we wait too much longer, I'm going to go ahead and jump on and check to see what the room is looking like, Brock.
Okay.
And I'll let you know if it looks like we want to jump in. 8 more. Yeah, so anyone who's watching, go ahead and jump in. Joey, how's it going, my friend? Good to have you in here tonight. Hey, what's going on? I'm on live chat while I drive to meet my family for dinner. Oh, this is Bilbo Caggins. What's up? Won't be on long, but glad to catch you live momentarily. Cheers. Well, good to have you on. I'm glad you're able to jump on for a few minutes. I really appreciate that. So this Bilbo Caggins, he's got an awesome Twitter here where he always posts like different fantasy baseball stuff as him as Bilbo with Lord of the Rings. It's great.
Oh, that sounds wonderful. I gotta find that guy.
So we're at one more to start. I need to go ahead and get the draft board about pulled up here. So Brock, tell me, how many drafts is this for you now? Where are you at?
For Underdog, I think we're at 17.
Okay. Yep. So I think the last time that we drafted together, you were somewhere around 10, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds right. If I can get to 30, I'll be pretty happy.
You can get there. You can get there. That's only a baker's dozen more.
Yeah, you kind of know my thing. I want to wait on a few of these, at least half of them. So hopefully we get there. I've done 2 100%. Best Ball championships now. Actually did one of those last night. So I'm in best ball mode for the time being.
Good. Glad to hear it. Well, then perfect timing to have you on here tonight.
Yeah. Yep. Get away from the roto brain for a second.
So how many more rotos are you planning on doing?
I don't know, man. This last 4-hour DC is going so slow. I think it's just kind of burning me out. Everybody's waiting their time to get a little injury nugget just to see what happens. And I hate it. I mean, you know when the games are on, no one's going to pick.
That's no, and that's a great point, and that's something that drives me crazy. All right, well,
Yeah.
you were about to be a pick away. You got pick 4. I'm going to go ahead and run through here in a second and go through everyone that's in the draft with us tonight. But before I do that, what are you looking at with pick 4, Brock?
I don't know how many Acuna shares I have in this, so I'm going to go that route.
All right. All right. I think Acuna is the way to go. For me, he's the instant click at pick 4.
Yep. Yep. I would love to see a healthy Acuna year.
Absolutely. So going through and looking who we got in here with us tonight. So if there's anyone that's in the chat that I don't recognize your name, go ahead and say hey. And at the end of this, we're going to do a team review. But I see we got Bobby Boucher at pick 2. What's up, Bobby? Joey at pick 3. Brock, you got pick 4. Right after you is Duggar at pick 5. Denver Dog, how about you and Duggar back to back this draft? Denver Dog pick 6. See Brad in here. What's up, Brad? Glad to have you in here tonight at pick 8. I got pick 11, and I am up right now. And I don't recognize any of the other names. Like I said, if anyone is here with us, go ahead and let me know. Okay. So I got 13 seconds here. Let me go real quick, consult my shares just as a
Who are
little
you
bit of an
looking at?
overview. I was wanting to see what I'm going to go ahead and go Ellie with my first one because I'm wanting to get some more Ellie in my life. I have him still sub 10%, and I'd like to be a little over that. But
I
between
don't have
Ellie,
any Ellie this year. It's insane. I like the guy, but didn't get him in Gladiator. No DC shares. No Underdog shares.
so I got another question for you. You drafting Jordan? Because I've not been drafting him very much, and I'm thinking about going in and clicking his name to get another share. My most popular pick here would be Vlad or Scooble.
I've just taken him when he fell a couple times in Gladiator. So whatever that was, 4th, 5th round, somewhere in there.
Yep.
Felt kind of fair at cost. I'm not reaching for it.
I'm going to go ahead and do it here. So, with this being my 113th draft, I
Right.
am trying to do things a little different than what I have and bring certain shares of guys up. For the beginning of like the first 50, I don't even look at my shares. I just try to draft the best teams possible.
I have some guys in this that I'm a little overweight on, for what it's worth with that amount of drafts. But I'll have to back down a little bit before I run like 50% Joe Adele or Emmett Sheehan or something like that. Nobody needs 50% Mickey Moniak in their lives. I don't care what he looks like, what he can do at home. It's time to back down.
Are you sure about that? Are you
I
positive?
don't know. I don't know. We'll see tonight.
So I've been drafting eliminators, the little eliminators, the $5 ones. They're kind of the ones that I'll just jump in and draft randomly throughout the day. And I have found myself constantly running into drafting Mickey Moniak. I've been taking a ton of him
Yeah.
over on little eliminators because it seems to always be there when I need my final outfield. It's crazy.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm here for it. I like how he contacts the ball. I know he's a platoon risk. I know you want to use him at home, obviously, but man, I think he's going to have plenty of rope in that offense.
All right. You are up, sir. What are you looking at here with round 2?
I'm just going to go Scooble here.
Yep, I think that's pretty easy in my opinion. Speaking of, we'll see him tomorrow, won't we? Isn't he pitching versus Great Britain?
Is that right? Yeah,
I think
and
so.
on a really limited pitch count, right?
Yeah, we kind of just gotten teased with Scooble, being on the WBC team here because it's like, well, he's on the team, but he's only going to pitch one game and he's only going to pitch a few innings. So, it is what it is.
It's weird. It's a new dynamic to kind of figure out and see who's out there. And when we need him, hopefully he's available.
Logan Webb has looked good tonight.
Yeah. Aside from the home run to Manny's kid, which was crazy.
But then after that, though,
Christopher Sanchez, I mean, I think you've got to fade him now after Nicaragua.
You were already down to fade Christopher Sanchez.
No,
you didn't need anymore.
I don't want to. I'm not the anti-Christopher Sanchez guy.
I know. I'm just giving you
I like
crap.
him over Yamamoto. He's a pretty firm 4, actually.
Okay, coming back to your round 3. So you've got an outfield and a pitcher. Let's see what you go with here, my friend.
I mean, obviously, Skeens and Alonso are there. Let's take a look. I like Langford. It's like one of those things.
You've got a plethora of good options here.
We're gonna go Alonso.
All right.
I do like getting that second outfield as soon as I can, but let's mix it up.
So I've got for anyone who's watching, I've got the USA game playing here on my phone, and I know you've got it playing on your second screen. But I just got a notification that over in the other game that O'Neal Cruz just hit a 3-run homer.
So what's the score? They've got what,
I think
10?
it said put it out of hand. That's all the notification said. So I want to go back to Pete Alonso real quick. So do you think that Pete Alonso could theoretically this year have his best season that he's had? Or is that too
Yeah.
much to think about?
I mean, you look at the home runs he hit in New York and see what would have happened in Baltimore last year, all things being equal. I mean, it's only going to up his home run count, and that offense looks pretty dynamic to me. Bounce back with Gunner. I think Taylor Ward's going to be a pretty big addition. I just see that lineup churning, and I want as much as I can from Baltimore this year.
Yep. So Brad just got him Junior Caminero, another guy who's absolutely crushing and beasting out right now. No surprise to me.
I love picking him in this. He just goes a great range for his talent.
Great spot. And I've got him at this spot a lot. So here, so again, I'm looking at my exposures, and I'm going to take someone who I really like, and I'm a little lower on exposures. Another WBC player, and Seiya Suzuki.
Yep, love Seiya.
Yeah, you've liked Seiya for quite a while now. I know that.
Yeah, like in that. I mean, I might even take him over Riley Green in like a Roto DC. Definitely like him more than Soderstrom. He's just pretty reliable.
Well, speaking of Riley Green, he's kind of fell back to me here, and so I'm looking between Riley Green, Freddie Freeman. I have less Riley Green. I have a lot of Taylor Ward. Yeah, let's get me another Riley Green. Whenever I was doing my shares review, I looked up Riley Green, and I hadn't drafted him in over a month. So there's my first Riley Green in over a month.
Okay.
And I'm doing drafts every day, so I was taking him a lot early. Like right out of the gates, he was kind of a high pick, and then I've just worked him backwards ever since then.
Yeah, the K rate just scares me. Otherwise, he's great. I mean, improved his barrel rate. He's elite. So, bear with me 1 second here.
Oh, no problem. So Josh Jenkins says, what do we think about the Jack Cags and Kevin McGonigal risers? I think that it's extremely, extremely warranted, and it stinks because you hate to see them rise like this, but at the same time, you also kind of love it. So I'm still drafting both of them. They're both still targets of mine, even with an increased price. McGonigal was someone I definitely will look back and wish that I had more of, no doubt about it. But I've deliberately kind of stayed away from McGonigal and Connor Griffin, so much. With that said, man, McGonigal's looking great, isn't he?
Yeah, he's. I don't see why they can't relegate Zach McKinstry. It seems such an easy move.
I know.
That bat looks ready to me.
And I see you got our boy Buxton, which I love, and that goes with Brad's comment here. Buxton pulled from game after hit on arm. Anyone see it?
I saw you got hit.
Yep, he did. He got hit, and he got hit like it came and hit him like right here in his arm.
Right.
And so like he definitely had like the dead arm, like it got his nerve, but hopefully it didn't do anything. As far as I'm sure, they just took him out as a precaution because
Yeah,
they
it didn't look. Yeah, I mean, of course it's Buxton. He could easily be hurt, but it didn't look too alarming to me. We'll see.
Anything Buxton is alarming in the moment, though.
I know. So what do you think here? I've got Teoscar, could go back at infield. I'm just gonna
Yep.
keep stacking outfield.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Go ahead and just grab a third one. So one thing you're going to have people you like at the other positions later. So why not
Yep.
just do it? Yep. Why not just do it? So back to that question. Are you looking at all this year in the 17 drafts that you've done? Are you taking any of those young guys like JJ, Weatherholt, or McGonigal, or Connor Griffin, or any others? Or are you mostly fading those guys in this format?
I wouldn't say I'm fading. I'm not going to be taking Connor Griffin at cost in this. I mean, Weatherholt is kind of a last option, maybe. I just think infield looks so strong at the end still, and that makes it tough to push those guys in there. Not really a fade. I just haven't grabbed a lot. Weatherholt, I just took in a DC in on it. He looks like the best, I don't know, top 3 hitter in the Cardinals lineup to me.
I mean, doesn't he? Right now, I can't get around that.
And should pick up second base pretty quick. I don't know how much third base run he's going to have. But yeah, I like him. I don't see why McGonigal's not up very quickly. In this, I've taken a little like Andrew Painter. I'm trying to think of who the other young guys are. I mean, Conley Early. I think I have 1 or 2 of those for when he's up. But yeah, not a ton of rookies.
Have you thought about Tolley?
Coming around on it. I thought he was just kind of like a fastball only, like elite fastball, needs to work on the secondaries. But I've kind of come around on him a little bit. I don't have any, and nor will I in this, but just as a prospect, I'm coming around a bit.
Yeah, I was really impressed by him, watching him. I think yesterday or 2 days ago in spring, but I've kind of been interested in Tolley and Early, and I haven't been drafting either of them until the other day. Brad and Jason were doing their show, and Brad brought up Conley Early, and it was in the last round, and it was my pick when he brought him. I'm like, all right, I'll go ahead and click Conley Early.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
got me a share in there.
I don't think he'll break camp, but man, if he gets 130, 40 innings at cost, I think that's where it's at. 6-pitch mix. He looks incredible. Velo's up. I'm taking him everywhere I can basically right now.
You see what I just did there with that last pick? I went ahead and did the reach up and grabbed Jack Caglione at pick 61.
Our boy is hurt right now.
I know. I had to do it before it got to Duggar here. Sorry, Duggar. I've told him, I'm like, listen, I had one of my biggest regrets from the Dingers specifically is that I've had such low Jack Caglione shares compared to my other drafts. So in the way too early drafts, Brock, the ones back from December, I had in 150 drafts, I drafted 24% Jack Caglione, and I could not be more happy with that.
Right.
And Duggar, he's been drafting him this whole Dinger season and the ones we've been doing together. But I was sitting going into like a week or 2 ago, I was sitting at like 8%. So I put a concerted effort in the drafts that I've been doing, not really on stream, but the ones I've been doing off stream, of spending this, a 6th or 7th round pick. And if I'm reaching on them, so be it. The other day I was in one. Now this was ridiculous and an overreach by someone. But I saw him go at pick 33. Someone took Cags at 33.
I mean, I don't know what a great Caglione season looks like. I mean, is he gonna hit for average? Is he gonna? I don't know. I think he's getting up there a little too much for my liking.
He's too high. I mean, I overpaid for him there. There's no doubt about it. I could have taken a much more solid, better pick with Brian Wu, but I wanted him. I wanted him.
I get it. He, I hope he's good.
And
I don't see him being better than Joe Adell. I don't know. I could see him putting up like a Torkelson season.
Brad says it was Duggar on his burner account that took Cags at 33.
Super.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean,
So
some part of me hopes he's awful because I traded him to Corey last year, and he can deal with that. But we'll see. Seen some
so
good swings.
I was going to tell you, Brock, we didn't talk about those last two picks of yours. I was talking about Caglione, but I love your last two picks. Those are two of my higher drafted people in this. Big fan of Adele and Chris Sale.
Yep, I don't have a lot of Chris Sale. I never have. I just biased towards the guy. I don't know what it is, stature, but he's looks relatively healthy. So
He
that's all you can
does.
ask. I have way
Hmm.
too much Hunter Green in Underdog. I can tell you that. So we'll see what happens with him. But I did not come out unscathed with the Hunter Green news.
So when you say way too much, what do you mean by that? Did you have him over, say, let's see, you did 17 drafts. Have you taken him over 5 of those?
I think I was right at about 4 or 5. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's one that sucks. I mean, don't get me wrong. We could, in a way, kind of see it coming from the sense of, it makes sense. We've seen him have arm troubles before. And he's just such a flamethrower. And anytime you throw that hard, of course, you're more susceptible to injury. But with all that said, right now, where it's at, would you draft him if he fall? Let's say, how far would he need to fall for you to add onto your team?
I mean, throw in 100 innings for him, and I still think he's going to be a top 50, 60 starter. So somewhere late in, probably take like Ryan Pepio. I'd put him in maybe the Shane Boz range, somewhere back there.
Yeah, that seems about right.
And that's like in FBC ADP. But I don't know. That's all speculation.
And NFB ADP is so drastically different than what we're looking at over here. For
Yep.
me, I had the other night whenever the news happened. So Duggar and we jumped in a draft, and right at the start I told Duggar, I was like, well, I'm done drafting Hunter Green. I already have enough. No more shares of Hunter Green for me. And then it was a team where I had Skeens and Brian Wu, and it got to pick like, I want to say it was like around 110, something like that. And this was, again, the day of a couple days ago. And I was like, well, this feels like a good spot. I said, I'm going to go ahead and grab Hunter Green right now at around that 110. And then after I was like, yeah, that's probably still a little too high. But yeah, nonetheless, I was wondering what your thoughts were on that.
No, I was in. I'm glad I didn't have a ton in FBC. I had him on 1 DC and 2 Gladiators, so it didn't hurt too bad.
Yeah, didn't hurt you too bad over there.
I mean, but I was looking at like Hunter Green Cy Young props, and I was on board. If he could get to 160 innings, I think those numbers are going to be pretty incredible. Well, there he goes there. Somebody's braver than me.
Yep. So we were talking about him. Who is that? Is that Joe? Yep. Joey went ahead and said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it. And what were we at? That was at pick 99. So yep, right at that 100 mark. And that's the other thing is we don't really know how much time he's going to miss, do we? I mean, theoretically, it may, like, when you just threw out that 100 innings number, I mean, who knows? Maybe it's more than that.
I saw he was visiting Ella Tratch, so something.
Yeah, that's not good.
I understand he says he's not critically hurt, but even if it's bone spurs, it's going to be a pretty major setback. And with his history, I don't know. I just thought he was going to pop a healthy season.
Yeah, FK Cooler says I've seen him fall as far as 150s on Underdog.
Really?
Definitely will risk it there. And yeah, I do agree. Once you get down into that point, especially if he's your pitcher, say 4 or 5, something like that, I could really see going ahead and doing it more often then. But yeah, I was really wondering. I have yet to take a pitcher on this team, so I'm doing something that kind of makes me uncomfortable, and that's a push. If I could talk, a push pitching build. With all that said, though, this is a really good time for me to go ahead and grab my first one.
Yeah, the team looks good. It's kind of the first time I've looked over at your squad you're building. Looks great.
Yeah, we'll see how the pitching fills out. And, You know, truth is, I kind of want to take another Team USA guy in Bryce Terang right here. I don't have a ton of him. Maybe I just do that. Maybe I push pitching one more go around. Let's just do it. Let's just see how this turns out. And then I got one more question for you here. What's your thoughts on Ceddanne Rafaela? Because I've been staying away from him all draft season, and I've been kind of thinking like, man, maybe I need to draft some shares of him.
I've been off the last 2 years. I'm kind of in this year in a more of a roto capacity. I don't have a problem with him in this. What is he, outfield? Yeah, I mean, in this range. I'd rather have him than Friedel, Grisham, quite a few of those guys. I mean, probably Cruz.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. That's literally only my second share with Team 113. I like him a lot more over with Roto, where you get the second base outfield where you can move him around, because he makes a lot of sense to play at like a middle infield spot. Gets know that 2020.
But when we're doing positional Roto, I kind of like him at cost.
But
that's,
here,
second baseman when you need some speed. Defense going to keep him in the lineup. I think he's a good pick.
I'm just wondering if maybe, because this is, again, I always talk about too how spring can overhype you on guys, but sometimes you see things that legitimately stand out and are real. And I've just noticed how good he's been looking so far in spring. And I'm like, maybe I'm kind of silly to be staying away as much as I have, because he's locked and loaded for playing time.
Yeah, I like him. Just kind of steady improvements in terms of contact metrics. Should be pretty good.
Yeah, he should be.
And
for real life,
Terang,
I just don't know about Underdog.
like Terang, I don't have a lot of an Underdog. He's just more of like a roto second base guy. Since the top of that position group is not that great, that's more where I like Terang, even in a points league, as long as I can slot him in at second.
So I was literally rocking 4% Terang and 1% of Rafaela. So that was some diversity picks for me right there. So who did you just take?
Kyle Bradish.
Kyle Bradish. So your pitch is a Skubal, Sale, and Bradish. That's pretty darn good.
It's not bad. Yep. I've mixed up the pitching. I wouldn't say I've mixed up my hitters. I'm just kind of fall back on some guys that I like where they go.
Yeah, I see Mikael Garcia last round and Marcy before that. We didn't talk about
a lot of Mikael, a lot of Adele.
Mm-hmm.
So much Adele.
So much Adele. We're all in on Adele this year.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, here's Dante Bichette Jr. up. I see that green hair.
Which game is that?
The USA
Brazil,
game.
right? Yeah.
Yep. He's been in there now for what? Is this his second or third inning? I think this is his second inning.
What do you think about Jeremy Pena? I know he's probably not going to take him here. The finger doesn't really scare me too much. I think he's got time to get back.
Yeah, to be honest, I wasn't taking him a ton here anyway. I've kind of looked to mix him into some Astros builds. Again, he's sort of a better in roto type of play to me, but I do like Jeremy Pena. I think he's a good bat. Yeah, I'm at 9%, which is pretty decent. That's pretty decent. That's me taking him more than what I thought. Now, coming around to me here, I feel pretty confident with knowing that I'm going to double tap pitchers. It's at that time of the draft for me.
Yeah, I about timed out there. So I grabbed Wheeler.
Oh, well, I like it.
I'll take the risk. And I think they want him to be healthy in the back end of the season. So, what better guy if you've managed to move on than have Zach Wheeler in there?
Man, especially as a pitcher 4, right?
Take that, yeah.
That's the one thing that I think is an important note when you draft someone like Zach Wheeler, or you could throw, say, Garrett Cole into that, or Rodon, or, guys like that. To me, it's all about how you mix them into what pitching staffs. Are you looking to depend on that guy? If he doesn't work out, can your staff still work? And I know the answer is your staff can still work.
We will, man, I don't know. I like to only have 6 infielders just because I feel like I can get my fifth and sixth infielders and feel pretty strong. Got some catching up to do if that's going to be the way tonight.
Well,
Have you have you done a lot of 6 pitcher builds?
yeah, not a lot. I can tell you exactly how many I've done. So I have done a total of 50. Sorry. Let me go to Dinger only. Let's go to Dinger only. I've done a total of 19 out of 112 coming into this draft tonight. So not a ton, but I mean 19 times I've done it.
Okay.
Now, the other thing that I've done even less, I'm probably going to do in this draft right now. I'm going to probably do an 8-6-6 team. Since I've pushed pitching this incredibly late, and just started with Luis Castillo and Robbie Ray, which definitely doesn't make me feel good, right? I mean, I'm not
No,
happy
Ray.
about that, but I think Ray and Castillo are fine in an 8-pitcher build to be,
Yeah.
dependable innings eaters.
Exactly. Yep, you get some volume there. Ray looked good the other day. I worry about Castillo. I mean, what is it, like 3 years diminished velocity in a row? Didn't do great versus lefties last year. I noticed he kind of got hammered against the opposite side hitters. Um, whether or not that changeup just doesn't play, or maybe it was just a one-off season. But yeah, I like him for where he goes. Just some concerning things for him.
Yep. And FK Cooler says, how do you two treat some of these younger arms who have capped innings pitch? Max 1 per team, just fading some completely. Burns, Savage, Mizorowski as examples. I'll answer that first. Yeah. So for myself, yes, I do try to get 1, maybe 2. I'm not saying I wouldn't take 2 of those younger pitchers on the right team, and I have, because it's going to be a 7-pitcher build, and I have 5 dependable arms around them, and they're my 2 swing for the fences type of plays. But generally 1. Now, as far as who I'm looking at, I have been staying away from Burns and Mizorowski, not completely, and I do recognize that I could be wrong, and I've talked about this several times and taken a few shares of them just to make sure I have them a few times in case I am wrong. But Nolan McLean is my favorite one. And then after Nolan McLean, I like Savage. I like Schlittler. I do like them. I don't take them near as much. Bubba Chandler is my other biggest one. So Nolan McLean and Bubba Chandler are the 2 young pitchers that I am betting on the most. What about you, Brock?
I'm more of I don't mind the innings limit because I just want to curate those innings. I'm more of a DC guy, so I don't have to just have them in one lineup all the time. They kind of come around, and I try to maximize the 100 innings or so they're in my lineup. So I think I like some of the later guys, Conley Early, Andrew Painter. I have a little bit of all those guys. I think Burns maybe is the fade for me of the group. I don't think I have a lot of Trey Savage. Schlittler maybe is my favorite guy at cost in that little grouping.
Is
And
he?
McLean's a beast. I get it. He's just moving up. He's a little too rich for me right now.
Yeah, he's been moving up consistently all draft season. And Denver Dogs came in to say Buxton precautionary good. That's kind of what I figured.
Right. All right, I'm on the clock.
You're up.
Was gonna take Pena there, so let's regroup.
Yeah. The pick before. You passed on him with the Nico Horner.
Yeah.
Eovaldi. There you go. So you have a very, very good. So you are planning on going with a 6-pitcher build? Is that what you're looking at? Or
Yeah,
no?
I think that's kind of what I need to do at this point. It's you're throwing a dart, so if you're gonna put that kind of capital into pitching, I think that's the way to do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've kind of backed myself into a corner here with this build. It's all right though. I mean, I still really like my hitting, of course. I better if I'm doing this type of build. But
I
man,
mean, it looks
I'm not too sure about Brandon Woodruff. I've brought him up. I talked about him in the pitching show on Stacking Dingers the other night. Gosh dang it, who just did that to me? Kay Cox just took one of my favorite guys.
Edward?
Oh, yeah. Snipe City. Okay. So do I shoot big upside here? Do I take South Freelick?
Woodruff's a full fade for me. Just can't do it. You get into those shoulder injuries, and I'm just gonna let somebody else take the risk on him.
I'm gonna stick with just a dependable arm here, kind of like Robbie Ray and Castillo with Nola with this pick.
Nola.
Oh, hey, Brazil. I just looked down. Someone on Brazil.
2-run homer.
Yeah, we've got a game. 7-4. So now as we've come back around to me, so Freelick went. Oh no, he didn't. He's still there. I mean, this is tough. So I'm going to go with someone that I don't have a lot. Is a risky. I'm going to go with Glass now. So it is what it is. I'm not going to love this pitching staff, but I want to swing for the fences with a few of the picks, and I think that a healthy Glass now can do that for me. Maybe I should have just taken Sheehan as he went the pick right after. That probably was a better pick, but it is what it is. We're rolling with the consequences of what happens here tonight. Either way.
Yeah. Man, oh, there goes Shane Baz. I don't have enough Shane Baz. Feel like
I don't have a
ton.
A
good season.
Yeah, you like the Baltimore move.
Yeah. I just think he can spike a pretty big season. Chase DeLauder, are you picking him a lot in this thing?
Not a lot. I've forced myself to. Yeah, I have forced myself to a few times just in case. Denver Dog says, I think you have to have guys like Glass in 8-pitcher builds. Yeah, that's a great point, and that's my thought too. If I'm gonna do a bulk pitching build, I need to have some, guys that I hope for health and just know that they can be great if they are healthy. Who'd you just take, bud?
Big Oak.
Oh,
don't
nice.
really have any. If they're going to get him up in that lineup, hitting maybe 2-hole, I'd like just a little bit. So,
absolutely. Well, in case you didn't know this, that's my number 1 highest drafted player of the Dinger contest is Okamoto.
Oh, love it. Like him so much more than Murakami.
Yep, I have been drafting him a lot this entire time. But look where you had to take him at pick 165 in round 14.
He's moving up, right?
I used to be able to get him consistently just a month plus, consistently in round 18 or 19. Sometimes he would fall into the 20s. And that, I think, was a hangover of the fact of being a free agent there for so long, where his ADP stayed lower. Once he signed, there wasn't a lot of hype around him, and it kind of started to build. Okay, back to you again.
We're kind of in that platoon area, so I will take a chance on DeLauder.
Okay.
I think he's going to get a little more runway than some of these platoon bats.
No Mickey Moniak for you.
No, see, that's where I've got to stay away.
Yeah, I hear you. There goes Jack Leiter. Duggar! He did that on purpose.
Uh-huh.
So, someone who I've not been drafting at all, Brock, I've just completely stayed away from Yusei Kikuchi in this. And, talking about the difference over on NFC. So, Kikuchi and Emmett Sheehan are only separated by a round here on Underdog. I brought this up on Stacking Dingers the other night. Whenever you compare the difference on NFBC, it's crazy because Sheehan's ADP is 115 in the last 21 DCs. And Yusei Kikuchi's is like 360. It's drastically different.
He was that last year. I feel like I kind of liked where Kikuchi was going at cost and had enough from him to kind of burn me a little bit. Understand he's a whip killer, but man, those Ks when he's on, you kind of thought some of the Astros magic would transfer over, and it definitely did not.
It definitely did not.
Um, but man, I'm back on Angels pitchers. I will mess around and take Reed Detmers if he's there. Like George Clausen late. They've got some talent. I still think they have some pretty good arm talent. Just kind of cursed with pitchers.
Man, Brock, I just had one of the most frustrating things happen because I'm just one pick away. We've got the guy on the turn who picks before me, and I literally just put Matt McLean in my queue. And I thought, I don't need to take him first. I'll take him second on the swing around. No. Then he goes the very next pick. So I'll grab Sal Stewart as my fallback. But man, Matt McLean has been killing it. I know you've seen, and I love Matt McLean so much.
I am not a McLean guy. It's been like 3 years in a row. He just doesn't hit right-handed pitching. I mean, I've seen him play in person. He's a pretty small dude, so I don't give him enough credit for the power. Certainly where he's going, that power speed is fine. I just I biased myself in a way to thinking he could lose time versus right-handed pitching if they're going to move Sal Stewart around a little bit. But we'll see. He definitely looks good. I saw the homer yesterday.
I mean, it's every day.
Today. Yeah,
it's every day.
Yeah, it's been impressive.
So I just love Matt McLean. It's one of those guys. There are those people that I just can't help myself. And Josh Jenkins says, "Who are your flag plants at each position? Pitcher, infield, outfield." That's a great question. I
love that question.
I don't really think of things as like flag plants, but I will tell you, I'm going to go pull up my dinger, and I will tell you my top picks at each position because I think that probably count. I'll tell you my top three. So at pitcher, my top three are Jacob deGrom, Chris Sale, and Bubba Chandler. Those are my top three drafted pitchers. Edward Cabrera is tied with Bubba Chandler, and so is Tetsuya Imai. They're all tied. So those would be all of my main pitcher guys that I draft the most. At hitters, my top three infielders are Okamoto, Ivan Herrera, Wilson Contreras. Right behind that is Max Muncy. And at outfield, my tops are Dalton Varsho, Mike Trout, George Springer, and Joe Adele. 2 Angels. Nothing like 2 Angels and 2 Blue Jays as my top 4 outfielders. What could go wrong there?
Right.
I mean, that's scary, those being my tops. One thing that I've gotten lucky, this is luck because of how it's fell via draft. I've gotten Shohei as my 5th highest drafted outfielder at 14.3%. That's luck right there. But see, that is just also 14%. So that also tells you I'm diversifying my outfield shares a lot. I mix around a lot of guys. There's JJ.
Yeah, I actually wanted Yastrzemski or Muncy there. So a little double snipe. But we'll rely on Weatherholt getting some volume and see what happens.
So I have to know why we're coming to my pick here. Tell me why you picked Mike Burrows.
Great start today. I just think he's going to be good for Houston. I mean, nothing stands out off the top of my head, but I know he looked pretty dang good this year, and I like him for some volume. I don't think I have a lot in this format, so just with the guys on the board, I see a lot more risk, and I think he's just more of a safety net to get to that 6 pitcher build.
Hey, no, I think it's so why I find that so fascinating is because I've not even thought about looking at Mike Burrows on here. So seeing you take him is very intriguing to me because I haven't looked at him as like a locked and loaded piece. to me, he's still been a question mark piece in my mind. Whereas, again, I've been looking at Tetsuya Imai as kind of a locked and loaded piece. But, maybe I should be looking at Burrows more that way. Do you think that, I mean, have you seen anything much of Ryan Weiss? Or do you think that Houston's going to go with a 6-man rotation?
Ooh, I don't have a feel for that. Have you seen Christian Javier or McCullers? Are they factoring into that?
I mean, they are right now, they're both healthy. Now, you got to think that, well, one, that's not going to continue. It's Lance McCullers Jr.
Right.
we're talking about. But two, they're also paying him a ton of money. So they are incentivized to throw him out there. I kind of like these options here. I'm gonna take Shane Smith, who I don't get a ton of. Now I have 6 pitchers. So for my last outfielder, I don't have anyone in particular that I'm looking for, but there's one that I don't have a ton that I know Brad, who's in here with us, drafts quite a bit. And I'm not talking about Jordan Walker. I'm going to go ahead and grab Jorge Soler and as my last outfielder over Stanton, who would be my normal power last outfield pick that I take most of the time. You ever looking at Soler? Speaking of Angels outfielders, huh?
No, I don't have any Soler. I've seen some smart people draft him. And to me, like on the field, he always looks pretty damn good. So when he's out there.
When he's
But
out
yeah,
there, that's a
cheap
big key.
power at cost. Should get plenty of time, to play there.
So I just pulled up, Brock. I wanted to see what they have over on Roster Resource. And currently, right now, and again, for anyone, obviously you have to take Roster Resource with a grain of salt. They're just doing their best to try to predict things like us. But they have a lot of information that goes into what they put out here. And they have Houston with a 6-man rotation currently. How they've got it set up for them is Hunter Brown, Javier, Imai, McCullers, Burrows, and then the aforementioned Ryan Weiss. So yeah, I don't know. I really don't. I just found that Burrows pick fascinating because anytime you draft someone, Brock, that I'm not looking at, my ears perk.
Yeah, mixing it up a little bit. He's just kind of a safer guy, I thought, in that range. It's either like him or Brady Singer. Ashcraft feels kind of safe to me. Everybody else carries a little bit more risk, at least to me.
So you're a Braxton Ashcraft guy then. Now, I do think risk is fine in this format. Like, you do want to assume some risk, especially across different builds, especially like my build. I'll assume some risk into it. But with that said, I'm coming to my final 2 picks, and I'm going to do back-to-back pitchers. So if you look at who I have, Brock, Robbie Ray, Luis Castillo. Oh, it's your pick. Hold on. Sorry.
Yep.
Who are you looking at here? Second to last one.
Oh, you said risk, so I'll go ahead and do it.
One of this is, I could call Royce Lewis a flag plant for me, or at least he was early.
I've already got Buxton. Let them feed off each other a little bit.
That's right. I support it fully.
Oh yeah. We're not scared of them.
So Royce Lewis, I was drafting him a ton early, Brock. I don't know. Can you see the screen? I want to share this with you real quick. So I'm going to pull up Buxton, or no, Lewis, and show you. So if you look here, look at how often in these early dots, this was back in January. Look at how often I was taking Royce Lewis back in January compared to then. I essentially have Mondo faded him since the beginning of February. I still mix them in occasionally, but my exposure is still at 20%.
Yeah, that's how you hit the brakes.
So there's no telling what it was at this point back on like January 26th. I was probably rocking a cool like 48 or 50% of Royce Lewis at that point.
Well, I guess more my thing is in Roto, at least, he was running late in the year. So, I mean, I love those stolen bases at the end of the year. That's what kind of has me intrigued.
He was 100%. So, and I took with my first one Ryan Weathers, which is an upside play, and then I'm going to go ahead and take a guy who I've drafted again on over on NFBC. I've taken him a couple times here, but not very much. And you mentioned his name. Let's throw Braxton Ashcraft in as my last pitcher.
Okay.
So I can already tell you before we do team reviews, I'm not going to love my pitching staff at all, but it's interesting. And for waiting till pick 131 to get my first one, I put myself out of my comfort zone, do something different than what I normally do, because normally I'm spending up and I like to have better pitchers. So Mitch says, you doing another draft, Mitch? So Brock, we're going to do team reviews, and then I think Brock's going to need to take off. But yeah, we're going to stay on, and I'm going to do one more draft tonight. So we'll be getting in one more together.
Yeah, I'm going to take off. I woke up too early, went to bed too late last night. So
I hear that.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to take a Jordan Walker. I just think volume can get him there. I think they're going to give him so much leash to just play and see what he can do. And in this range, it's just kind of whatever.
There you go, Brad. Jordan Walker. That pick was for you. Brock did that just
Brad.
for you.
Exactly. That's for Brad.
He loves.
I still like Jason.
Jordan Walker.
Still love Dominguez. I know it doesn't look great now, but all it takes is one injury, and should rock it right back.
Oh gosh, and he's honestly, from what I've seen, he looks pretty good here. So
I mean, the DC I'm doing now, I've got Judge, what's his face, Jason, and Trent all on the same team. So I mean, give me one of those two guys to get consistent playing time. It should be a good pick.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And one last thing here.
Spencer Jones goes so late in that too. You can just kind of handcuff the whole outfield for the Yankees.
I actually took my first Spencer Jones dinger share yesterday. It was on a team where I went with a 7-6-7, and I'm like, let's throw Spencer Jones in here just in case.
It lures people back in every spring training.
So, what do you think about this? Thoughts on Harrison and his new changeup? Brewers usually get a lot out of their guys.
Right.
Got any opinions on Kyle Harrison?
No, I feel like they gave up some capital to get him, so they see something they can work with. I don't think I'd pick him in this. There's just too many other pitchers I like going at the very tail end.
But he is. I think that he's a very intriguing guy to keep an eye on this year. There's no doubt about it.
I've been taking a lot of Brandon Sproat. I like where he goes.
In
NFBC drafts.
We took Brandon Sproat on our DC we shared together last year.
Okay.
It ended up not working because he didn't come up till like the very last week. But
yeah, I thought that would go a little better.
So I'm going to run through and review. We only got a couple of guys to go through here. So we're going to start off with Bobby Boucher, who went with a 7-7-6 build. And Bobby went with Cease, Kirby, Gavin Williams, Flaherty, Ranger Suarez, Imai, and Brady Singer. A very, very rock-solid, dependable pitching core. You pushed it. You started with Cease. Really like that pitching staff. Let's see who you stacked here at hitting. Cal, Naylor, Chapman, Baldwin, Barger, Brandon Lau, Brendan Donovan. I see 3 Seattle Mariners. And there's another one with Randy Arozarena. You've got Shohei, Randy, Springer, O'Neill Cruz, Varsho, and Yastrzemski. Bobby Boucher rocking another awesome build. I love this one from top to bottom. I think the outfield is great. You're speaking my language with the outfield 5, Dalton Varsho. How about the O'Neill Cruz right around the time of that home run? That pairs in with Brandon Lau here. He has a double Pittsburgh thing there. You see the Toronto thing. You notice Baldwin and Yastrzemski. This is what Bobby does. He pairs, he stacks, and he puts together awesome lineups. All right, Joey. Joey went with a 7-7-6. Joey started off, he did the Hunter Green thing, but he started off with Logan Gilbert. After Hunter Green, he went with Chase Burns, Yasavage, Imaniga, Jose Soriano, and Reed Detmers. So you did kind of one of these things like we were talking about during the draft, Joey, with maybe what limit is it with too much of taking some of these young guys together, since you already knew you were assuming the risk with Hunter Green. Should you have maybe taken a little bit more solidity of innings than one of these two? Maybe. But also, this is a giant tournament. That's something to keep in mind always. There's going to be 90,000 teams in this tournament, and you got to first be in the top 2 of these 12. So sometimes you got to take some risk and hope things work out your way. And if Burns and Yasavage work out, I like how this team could come together as a pitching staff. And then you got Lindor, Corey Seager, Bichette, Jeremy Pena, Ozzie Albies, Will Smith, Max Muncy. I noticed a couple teammate pairs there. But again, you've continued the risk. So, I mean, you've got the hamate guy with Lindor. You've got the finger problem with Pena. You've got Corey Seager, who's always tends to get hurt. Bo Bichette's had his injury problems. But with all that said, if everyone works out, this could be great. Same with your outfield. You're only not so much risk here, I wouldn't say. I like your outfield. And I see more team stacking across the board here as we look at outfield. Juan Soto, Churio, Yelich, Nimmo, Jung-Hoo Lee, and Bader. Brock, you ever looking at Bader over here?
Yeah, I've taken Bader a little bit here and there.
Yeah, I'm not looking at him that much, and I'm wondering if that's one I'm missing out on.
Yeah, I mean, it's more of just a roto thing. Hopefully he just gets the volume in that outfield. I mean, they signed him for his defense out there, so gosh, give the way he was pulling the ball in Philly, I like the power upside, and he's always quick. So I don't know. You could spring a 2010 season, and that's pretty good at cost.
Brock, Manny Jr. just hit another home run, this time off Gabe Spire.
No, see, I'm not there yet. So what's the score now? 8-5?
8-5.
Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
I just looked down because I saw something happen, and sure enough, holy
there
cow!
it goes. That was a Gabe Spire fastball on the inside corner. Yeah. Wow. Papa Manny
Jr.
gets to see this. It's incredible.
This is great. I need to go get my Manny Ramirez jersey if he's a third one. Okay.
We're going to be trying to hold on to this game. Good grief.
No kidding. Okay. All right. Back to the teams here. So Denver Dogs went with a 6-7-7. Denver Dogs rocking Skeens, Yamamoto, Joe Ryan, Cam Schlittler, Blake Snell, and Brandon Woodruff. If things work out, holy cow. Now, you rocking the top big 3, which these could be so dependable from a week-to-week basis, Skeens, Yamamoto, and Joe Ryan, that it's almost like, man, what else do you need to add to it? Well, if Snell and Woodruff are hurt all year, then that's going to be a problem, especially if Schlittler doesn't work. But as long as Snell and Woodruff can get you by and help your team get a ticket, this pitching staff in the playoffs could be monster. And I know you know that. And I guarantee Denver Dogs that I'm sure this is a probably a more rare 6-pitcher build for you. And because you started with Skeens and Yamamoto at the top. Now we've got Bobby Witt, Bryce Harper, CJ Abrams, Christian Walker, Keishel, McGonigal, and Carter Jensen, with an outfield of James Wood, Kyle Stowers, Jose Altuve, TJ Friedel, Kerry Carpenter, Zach Cole, and Owen Casey. Very interesting with the Zach Cole pick. So Zach Cole, he really popped in his short little time with Houston last year. That's very interesting. I've not seen what he's done in spring. And yeah, I think that's very interesting. And we will see how that turns out for you. But I like the McGonigal thing. Good team. Let's see. Now we go to Brad. Brad went with a 7-7-6. Logan Webb, Mackenzie Gore, Sonny Gray, Lodolo, Baz, Kikuchi, Max Meyer. Max Meyer, would you take Max Meyer over here?
Yeah, he would be in consideration for that 7th pitcher. Yeah, I like him. I mean, he's got to stay healthy, obviously, but man, he looked pretty tough in a good way in his last start.
he's someone who's always intrigued me, and I've not even thought about taking him here on Underdog. So this stands out to me. I find that very interesting. Now we got the Mr. Red Hot Junior Caminero, Mookie Betts, Willie Adames, Hunter Goodman, Manzardo, Burleson, and Vargas, with Julio, Devers, Brian Reynolds, Heliot Ramos, Brenton Doyle, and Mickey Moniak. I see that you got the San Fran thing going. Not a ton of other stack pieces. You got a couple. I see you've got the Lake Colorado thing. But overall, another great lineup, Brad. One of the many that mix into the full portfolio of 150 lineups that we will have. And then we're going to close it out here with Duggar, you, and myself. So Duggar went with a 7-7-6. Duggar went with Cole Reagans, Luzardo, Nolan McLean, Mizorowski, Gallen, Jack Leiter, and you mentioned his name, so he had to do it, Andrew Painter.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So this is a classic Duggar pitching staff, all upside all the time. you throw
like
Jack
it.
Gallen in, but this is a good one. I like it too.
I'm a little off Gallen, but who knows? He can make it work.
I mean, I think that being off Gallen is kind of relative when we were talking about, how late his ADP is versus some of these other arms. I think you could argue maybe it's a little too late over here for the fact that, he's going to go out and he's going to be trying to make some money for himself next year since it did not work this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got Nick Kurtz, Trey Turner, Dansby, Jacob Wilson, Bryson Stott, Jake Burger, Alec Boehm. I see a couple Phillies. Oh, yeah, you got a Phillies stack going. Schwarber, Langford, Ian Happ, Adolis, Marcell Ozuna, and Matt Wallner. So upside city at pitching staff, power for days in the outfield, but you mixed in a couple of those steady plays with Ian Happ, Dansby Swanson, Jacob Wilson, Bryson Stott, and Alec Boehm. I mean, honestly, Duggar, I think this is a really good team. I like this one a lot. Good stack. I'm a big fan of that build. That's one of my favorite Duggar builds. All right, and then Brock, go ahead and walk us through what your thoughts were with your team. You went with a 6-7-7 build.
Kind of kept having some pitcher targets fall to me, just where I liked them in the draft. So I thought it was fairly apparent just to go ahead and try 6-pitcher build. Like those top 3 infielders. I think Xander's kind of perpetually, faded in these, but I think he could volume his way to being pretty good. And I think the offense is just a lot of the same guys I keep going back to. So Adele, Marcy, Buxton. But I don't mind the team. I think it's a pretty good dart to throw.
Yeah, buddy. No, I agree completely. I'm a big fan. Now, the thing that to me, it's not the hitting, because obviously mixing these names in at hitting, these are all great names that again could easily fit together and work. And you've got lots of upside. You've got your difference of your young guys. You've got your veterans. You've got your Japanese imports. Like, I really like your team. You've got where you're shooting for the comeback plays, or like Jordan Walker, or will Chase the Lauder stay healthy? That's a potential breakout piece. So your hitting is really good. To me, I see exactly why you did what you did with pitching. My only holdup, in my estimation, would be with having Zach Wheeler and not knowing for sure what you're going to get. Can you have a 6-pitcher build with Zach Wheeler? You can, obviously.
I wouldn't call him safe.
Eovaldi is definitely not safe. I mean, well, I would say he's safe when he pitches, because he'll be good when he pitches. But we've seen Eovaldi get hurt for a decade now, year after year. And then the Burrows thing, which again I found fascinating and interesting, but I've not looked. And again, because I don't view him as a super solid piece, it seems a little risky with Wheeler and Eovaldi. But man, I mean, if things work out, and again, this was team number 17, you're going to have around 30, and you got to have where things just fall right. And again, if things do, I see how it could come together really nice.
Yeah,
So,
just that 7-6-7 always feels the most comfortable. It's hard to get to the six-man pitching staff and feel great about it. There's just so much risk out there.
yep, it really is. And then we look at my team. We kind of covered it already. I spent up at hitting Jordan, Saya, Riley Green, Caglione, Rafaela, and Soler. Rafaela is one of these things. It's not like the other. I like taking a lot of these other pieces, but Rafaela not so much. And then my infield, Ellie, Austin Riley, Vinny P, Bregman, Bryce Terang, and Sal Stewart. Now I like that a lot. I think my infield is kind of perfect. But the pitching. So this is where, again, I waited. I didn't take a pitcher till 131, starting with Robbie Ray, Luis Castillo, Aaron Nola. I mean, I don't feel great about those three. I much prefer whenever those three are my 4, 5, and 6, or my 3, 4, and 5, than my 1, 2, and 3. But
no, I like it. I like those 8 guys.
It's not too bad.
You're missing out on the top tier ace upside pitching, but you can maybe just volume and chunk your way to it.
That's the hope. And again, hopefully Ryan Weathers can stay healthy for a while. Braxton Ashcraft does what we expect him to do, and that is to be kind of a breakout pitcher. Chris Bubik and Tyler Glasnow, they're my really great arms who we'll see, at least if nothing else, hopefully they're healthy at the end of the year. So very interesting draft, though. I liked it. It was a fun one. I don't do them very often. Again, so in my portfolio, back over to my Dinger contest. Yeah, so of the 8 pitcher builds, I've had 11 of them total out of 112 drafts. Now, that makes 12 out of 113. Okay. Well, Brock, buddy, this was great having you on tonight. Really enjoyed it. And thank you again. So we're going to do this again soon before the season starts. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I had a good time, man.
Well, you can go ahead and get on to bed, and I will talk to you soon, bud.
Well, now I've got to watch the end of this game. So
that's
I've got another
true.
half inning to go. It's
That's
close
true.
enough. Who's pitching next? I know we've seen Gabe Spire. Do we have a closer on this team?
Well, we've got a few that could be. I'm assuming Mason Miller is going to be the guy that they bring in to hammer it down. But I mean, did Bednar already come in? Because if he did, I didn't notice.
I haven't seen it. Yeah, I forgot about Mason Miller. He's right there. This is when we need him. But yeah, man, had a great time. We'll do it again.
You too. Sounds good, buddy.
All right, later.
See ya. Denver Dog says, I'm a risky guy, but that's a risky team. I have no Skeens or Yamamoto, but they fell decently. Yeah, that's what I figured. That is what I figured, bud. All right. So, guys, everyone who's here, I'm going to check the lobby, see how many are in it, and if we are looking like there's not... Okay, there's only 2 more to start. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to back out of this. Ooh, that was close. I'm backing out. It said 1 more to start. I'm going to go pee real quick, guys, because I need to do that before the second draft. And then as soon as I come back, actually, I'm going to take my tablet with me. You know what? No, let's get in this first. Let's get in this first because I don't want a brand new one to start and then us all miss out on it. Let's see. Should I wait another 15 seconds? Let's see. I'm going to do this by feel. I think probably someone else has joined now. Let's see. Nope. Dang it. 1 more. Leave. I don't want to double up. I did that last time. Okay, it's still at 2 more over there. So I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick. Hang on. As soon as I come back, we'll jump in. Hopefully that will be filled and we'll have a full lobby so that we can all draft together. Let me throw on some music real quick for you guys, and I will be right back. Right back. I just realized I had muted myself. Everyone go join. Go join. 6 more. I'm going to be double drafting because that whole time whenever I was using the bathroom, I came back and I filled the last one. So I filled one. I ended up doing the double draft anyway. 2 more, 1 more, 1 more. We might get a full room together, guys. Let's see here. Let's see. And meanwhile, USA's up 9-5. I'm sure you guys know I see Judge is up right now. That takes us out of a save situation. We're still sitting at 1 more to start. Okay, let me go back over to the comments here. Yeah, I did. Yeah. I thought that I unmuted myself, but I muted myself. Still sitting at 1 more. All right. And then, so I see that casual Chad viewer says absolutely going to let Jesus Luzardo pop off this year. Oh man, yeah, I think Luzardo will be great this year. I definitely am on board with that too. Okay, here we go. Let me go ahead and get the new draft room in here for us. It's this one here. All right. That should be loading. Okay, so let's check out our room. All right, Brad got pick 1 with this one. Look at you, Brad. And then we've got Joey at pick 2. Glad to have you back in here, Joey. I see Henny Penny at 4, Denver Dog at 5. I got 6. B. Duran got 8. Carl Nassib got 10. Bjorn got 11. Skins Over Birds got 12. So that leaves the names that I don't recognize. So at pick 3, we've got Conan YX. We've got Mitchell Mack at pick 7 and Jacob Pladsen at pick 9. So you 3, if you guys are in here, let us know. And if so, glad to have you in. All right. So we are up and rolling, guys. We are up and rolling into draft number 2. So since I'm double drafting, I probably should turn the Team USA game off my phone. And you know what? I can do picture in picture, and I need to have the other draft up here. Looks like I got pick 10 in the other one. And we're going to grab a Tatis over there. Meanwhile, over here, Bobby Witt Jr., come on down. I'm happy to start getting some more Bobby Witt Jr. shares in my life. I wonder if there's any of you guys that are over here in this other draft. Let me go look at the team names and see. Anyone doubling up with me? Mitchell Mack is. He's in the other one too. Oh man, one of my favorite team names is actually in the other draft. It's Ongo Globogian, which if you don't know It's Always Sunny, you won't get the reference, but it's an absolutely fantastic It's Always Sunny reference to Danny DeVito's character. I love it. And if you've not, oh man, it's so good. Okay, so we're starting my other draft with Tatis and Ellie. Okay, so back over here to ours. So with our draft, so Brad started off with Ohtani, and then we've got Judge. How about Judge and Ohtani? But I mean, could we not be more blessed with the top 2 players of the draft? There literally is not a wrong pick. Look at those 2 guys right now. And then pick 3, this is kind of interesting. Ronald Acuna going above Juan Soto. You don't see that every draft. Henny Penny took the fall of Juan Soto and grabbed him at 4. Denver Dogs got him the Schwarbs at 5. That's my personal favorite 5 pick too. Mitchell Mack got him Kyle Tucker. B. Durand with a Julio. I didn't see it, but Brock told me that Julio hit a solo home run in that game earlier tonight. Tatis Jr., Corbin Carroll to Carl Nassib at 10. Bjorn got him some Ellie. And then Skins Over Birds. We are now at the turn. Brent Rooker and Jordan. Okay, good first round. We are up and going. Let me run back over here to the chat. Not me. I'm making dinner right now, just chilling. Well, glad that you're in here with us, casual Chad viewer. Brad, I re-listened to our show today over on Stacking Dingers from the other night. I thought it went really well. I enjoyed our discussion in real time, but a lot of times you forget when you're in the middle of talking, like what you talked about until afterwards. So it's always good for me going back and re-listening, at least just to remind myself, what did I say? What did we talk about? Oh yeah, that's right. So as we're coming back here to the middle of round two, I'm going to pull up and I'm going to show you guys. So whenever I'm solo drafting, I like to kind of share with you what my thoughts, what I'm looking at. And I'm going to bring in the exposure tool, which I love showing this off for people in case you don't know about it, because it's so phenomenal. We've talked about it on many drafts already together since it's been out. But these are my Bobby Witt Jr. teams from the Dinger. And I want to pick someone with this, our first couple picks that I do not draft with Bobby Witt. And you see Nick Kurtz 0, James Wood 0. They're both up here, and Gunner's the one I normally do. So I'm going to go Nick Kurtz because I like Nick Kurtz more than James Wood, even though I could massively regret not owning much James Wood. There's no doubt about that. That could end up being one of my biggest draft day regrets. Denver Dog took the Gunner fall and Henny Penny with Roman Anthony. Let me look back. Let me look back and see what's going on here. USA is now up 10-5, bases loaded. Who's up? Who's coming up? Looks like they're making a pitching change. That they are. Okay. I think we've got this one, guys. I think that we can breathe easily. Team USA has it in the books. All right, so we've come back here to Joey and Brad at pick 2, 1, and 2. So I'm really interested to see what you do here on the turn, guys. So Joey went ahead and took the James Wood fall. Oh, I see Pete Crow Armstrong went. There's a WBC bump for you. Brad got him Wyatt Langford with Shohei. Brad, what's your Shohei Wyatt Langford connect percent? I know you've probably got your exposure tool pulled up too. All right. Meanwhile, over on my other one, it's coming back to my round 3. Mitchell Max over there in that one, and I see he's gone with Julio and Corbin. All right, Pete Alonso. So Jackson Merrill. Oh, that's very unique, Brad. I guarantee from a shares perspective that this is the first time that you've got those three together. You reached up with Merrill, but I love it. I mean, that outfield could be absolutely sick. So I'm up over on the other one, and I have to take Junior Caminero. I cannot pass up the fall of him. And let's see what Henny Penny does. Man, Junior Caminero, I'm sure you guys have seen, but if you haven't, like every single hit that he has, and is every single hit, he's crushing over 100 miles an hour. He just absolutely smokes the ball. You know, I've talked about in this draft season, should we be afraid of potential loss of power? I'm not. Okay. Now let's go back over here. I'm going to share this again. So as I'm looking here, so Garrett Crochet, 0% Garrett Crochet with Bobby Witt. Do I have any Cal Raleigh? 0 Cal Raleigh, but I already have 2 infielders. I have no outfielders. I should probably go outfield, but I'm not. We're going to push outfield. I'm going to go Garrett Crochet. I don't want to start 3 straight infielders, although I've done it before. It's not that I won't, but I don't like doing it. You know, I definitely don't feel comfortable. And I did not want to go with another draft where I push pitching like I did this time before. All right, let me go back over here. So, Brad, you're looking at 26%. Yep, gotcha. Hey, I appreciate it. I appreciate it, Casual Chat. I do. I try to go over here and I like to interact with you guys. I mean, honestly, I'm just so happy all of you guys have been enjoying here. And I really want, whenever I'm drafting, it's big help to like talk with you guys. 26% of Wyatt and Otani together. Okay, gotcha. Gotcha, Brad. What about Merrill? Was that the first time that you've taken Merrill with him? I bet it was. Huge on the Mets, Athletics, Boston, and obviously the Dodgers this year. I love the Athletics. So I draft Boston a lot. Let me go back over here real quick. We got a second and show you. over here on MLB teams. So of the teams that I am personally investing in, so where's Oakland? Right here. So Oakland, I'm not super high, although I really love Oakland in real life. I don't take them a ton, as you can see here. This is all contest. Let's go to Dinger. Let's look at Dinger specifically here. Here's Dinger specifically. And then who are some of those other ones that you said? You said the Mets, Boston, and the Dodgers. So let me go back over here. Boston right here. Yeah, Boston is one of my higher teams. The Dodgers for sure. You see the Blue Jays are my highest. And then the Mets, they would be right here. And they're up there. They're up there. Here's the Yankees. I take more Yankees than I do Mets. I take the Braves too much. Look at all that Profar. That sucks. All that Profar and Schwellenbach. I should know better than to draft this cursed team, but here we are. That's gross looking at. Those are two of my, but I love this. I love seeing all this Wilson Contreras. All right, let's go back to the draft board and let's see what guys have done as we've wrapped around the turn here. So after Mike Roche, we got Raleigh, Matt Olson to B. Durand. Carl Nassem grabbed him Seiya and Ketel Marte. Bjorn went with Randy Arozarena and Taylor Ward. And Skins Over Birds at the turn went with Lindor and Soderstrom. All right, and Mitchell Mack, Bryce Harper. So now back to me. I know I need to go outfield. I got a few seconds. Let's go back over here to the board and the Dinger. Look here in round 4. Let's throw Hap on my queue. He's at, oh, I did. You know what? I don't have the Bobby Witt thing. Yeah, let's go Hap. Hap is just a good, solid pick. He's not a sexy pick. He's not a, I don't know. He's a fine pick. He's just a fine pick. You see, I'm at 9.8%. Let's see if I had any Ian Happ. I didn't. So I have successfully taken 3 rounds of players with Bobby Witt that I had not paired with him before. So if I would have taken Yelich, I've done that. If I would have taken Springer, I've not done that. I have done Buxton. So as we come back around here to the next round, and if I'm looking for an outfield target, it's probably going to be Teoscar or O'Neill Cruz because I've not paired them. If I'm going infield, I could easily go Trey Turner or Manny. I wouldn't mind that one bit and start with a 1-3-1, which is a very unique start for me. There's no doubt about that. Okay, back around here. So Denver Dogs grabbed him Mookie Betts. Henny Penny with George Springer. Joey went Christopher Sanchez. So Brad going with 4 straight outfielders and adding Byron Buxton in here. Let me go back over here to this other draft. And over on this other one, let's add Manny Machado in where I've got Tatis. Oh, right as he went in this. That's hilarious. I clicked Machado's name in the other draft the second his name just went here in ours. That's so funny. And then now we're coming back around to me. So Brad went ahead and went with a 5th outfielder in O'Neill Cruz. Henny Penny grabbed Yamamoto. There went Teoscar. I got to learn to keep my big mouth shut. All right. So Christian Yelich and Nimmo, I have taken them both plenty of times, but I've already taken 3 straight rounds of diversifying shares. So I don't need to really, I think that's also enough. That's something that whenever I am looking at drafting players who I've not taken with Bobby Witt, I think if I do that for the next couple rounds, I don't really have to worry about it the rest of the draft. Even if I have paired people with him the rest of the draft, honestly, who really cares? I mean, it is what it is at that point. I've already changed my team up by mixing up rounds 2, 3, 4. Okay. So after I took Yelich, Nimmo was the next pick. Then tonight's USA boy, Logan Webb. There goes Austin Riley and Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown to Nassib as his pitcher 1. So I'm rocking with a 1-2-2 start. That definitely makes me more comfortable than my last start. I don't know if it's smart for me to do what I did in the last draft. I probably again shouldn't say this as I'm getting ready to come back up, but it's all right. You know, I don't know if it's smart to always pick push pitching. I don't. I usually like to spend up, like I said. But as far as players that I move up on, like Jack Caglione, man, I feel like I'm trying to increase my shares here at the end. How much value am I costing myself though by reaching to make it happen? Probably too much. Probably too much. With that said, if it's this team with Bobby Witt, let me go see what my pair percent is. It's 25%. So obviously I like to pair Royals with Royals when I can. Let's see what Beateran does, because I'm going to have to seriously think about that here with this pick if I want to go ahead and do it. This is the time. There went Brian Reynolds. All right, so Mitchell, Max. So I have the choice. So see, this is what I'm talking about. Obviously, there's on pretty much all of these guys, including the pitchers, are better picks here. But I can theoretically set myself up for a stack trio. I'm going to do it. We're going to give it a try and see how it turns out. Again, now this is draft 114 while I'm drafting draft 115 over here on my phone. So I'm going to have 35 drafts after this. And I should, since I now have all three teams, because I took him over in this other one, all three teams I took Caglione tonight. That should have me above 10, 11, 12%. I'd say at this point now, I can at least go the next 5 drafts without having to reach like I've been doing on Cags. And if he falls, he falls. But again, I've been trying to artificially raise my shares up. And I don't know that that's smart. It's probably not. But I guess if you're going to do it with Bobby Witt. All right, let's go back over here and see what I've missed. Rutschman's been hitting really well. Duly noted. And I think that Rutschman is a great bounce back candidate who, like you have pointed out, I am missing the boat on by not having that much of him this year. Glad to hear that they still look good. And then let's see here. Should Soto go over Judge and Eliminator? How old is Judge now? I do not think Soto should go over Judge and Eliminator, even though I get the idea of it. But Judge is just so good. And Judge is in his 30s now. I want to say that Judge is 31 without looking it up. Let me go see. He could be 32. He's older than you think. He's been around. He didn't come up right away. Let's see. How old is Aaron Judge? Aaron Judge age. He's 33. He's 33 years old. So yeah, he's a little older than you think. All right. Am I set up for the trio? I am not. Who did it to me? Henny Penny just did it to me. All right, Henny Penny, I see you. Okay, so now I get to decide what to do here to mix things up. Do I take another outfielder? I mean, obviously, as I'm sure you guys know, we just talked about it with the draft before. There's one of my favorite outfielders staring at me in the face, and I'm just going to go ahead and do it and grab Joe Adell. So I really like where my outfield is sitting now. I think I have 2 pretty solid guys with Happ and Yelich with 2 big upside plays with Cags and Adell. Yeah, I like the way this is coming together. It's pretty nice. Back over to the comments. Brad says, I mean, I'm not watching it all. Just see the notes and it's ST. So just the little details I look at. But have you noticed anything super alarming besides obviously like Westberg injury and Holiday? That was a great question. And I was just talking about this earlier with someone that, I don't want to jinx us here, but this is one of, oh crap. Oh, well, I just got autoed in that other one, but I got autoed Ben Rice. I'm fine with that. I think this is one of the years that it's been so far, one of the least amount of injuries that I've seen in spring training. Let's knock on wood as I say that. So other than Hunter Green, that news who came out with him, there's not been a lot, thankfully, at least not that I've seen. I'm going to wait for regular season then. 33, I think. Yep, 33. Lineup in Mets is crazy. Yeah, I'm a huge Polanco stan. I take a good amount of Polanco at the end there, and Aaron Judge before Soto. I mean, again, don't get me wrong. Soto is great. I don't want to disparage Soto's name at all, but Aaron Judge is just too good for me to pass on. It's kind of that simple. And over here on the other one, we're just gonna see what happens as I fill that team out. I've started the other one pushing pitching as well. Casual was saying Orioles didn't look good so far and was asking if they were overrated. I was just commenting, gotcha. A lot of self-destruction in the preseason profile. Yep. That's for sure. The Schwellenbach one earlier, that, like I said, Schwellenbach and Profar definitely hurt my Braves teams. It is what it is. There goes Bregman. All right, so we are approaching round 8 over here. Santander. See, a lot of these, though, were earlier, gosh, I hope that these are all the names we're going to be talking about as we move along, but we still have a ways. 20 days. Hate all the surgeries. Okay. I'm up. I think I know what I'm going to do. I'm just doing a quick review here. Make sure I don't miss anything. I could go with a team pair. That would be my third. So what I really want to do is DeGrom, guys. As I've talked about, he's like easily one of my favorite pitchers to take. Crochet and DeGrom sound really good. I can't pass that up. I could have taken Miguel Garcia. Maybe you guys will be nice to me and push him to me. I doubt it. Henny Penny, I'm sure you'll add him into your team. But it's all right if so, because I like Miguel Garcia a lot. I don't have to stack. I think it's very good to stack, but also sometimes good to unstack. Hopefully all of Jason's guys that I don't have. We'll have to remind him of that tomorrow, Brad. Looking forward to your guys' show. In case you guys didn't hear me earlier, so Brad, who's in here with us, Brad does live streams over on the Stacking Dinger show with one of our buddies, Jason, and they've got a show they started a couple weeks ago. Jason and Brad draft a dinger, and they are going to be drafting tomorrow night. What time, Brad? 8 o'clock? I think that's what time you guys normally start. Man, I'm old whenever I'm sitting here thinking to myself, what does NGL stand for? I'm sorry, I'm old. I know. I would take Luzardo over Jacob. I am so old. What does NGL stand for? I'm sorry, guys. I know. And then, cool, Brad. What channel? That's over on Stacking Dingers. That's where they draft. And then 8 Central. Not gonna lie. All right. See. That's how you know. I'll show my age whenever I don't know what freaking abbreviations are. Okay. As we come back around here. So Miguel Garcia did not fall to me, and it wasn't Henny Penny. Joey, it was you. That's okay. There goes Varsho. And now I am rocking with the 2-2-4. So I really like the start to this where I can kind of go any direction and feel good with. I'm going to push. I will push outfield. I will tell you that. So I could take another Bryce Terrain, Team USA guy, who I took earlier and I don't have a lot of. He does teammate pair with Yelich. You know what? That's going to be my decision maker. Let's do that. Let's add another Terrain in. That probably has me around 5% of him now. Looks like I'm up in the other one. I'll grab my first pitcher over there with Kyle Bradish. And all right, let's make sure I am on the right. Yep, I've got the right tab up there. Sometimes whenever I'm sitting here talking to you guys and I've shared a different tab, I second guess myself. I'm like, oh, am I on the right tab? But I think Bryce String is a solid enough pick there. I wouldn't have minded Michael Bush. I probably would have taken, yeah, no, not probably. I would have taken Michael Bush over because he would have paired with Ian Happ, just like Terrain paired with Christian Yelich. If I would have gone pitcher, George Kirby would have been the one. That's who I almost clicked there. And he went to Jacob here at pick 9. Let me run back over to the comments here. Brad, you are so young. You are just a wee little lad. All right. I think that ABS is going to be huge. It is. ABS is going to change the game this year. I can't wait to see how it's employed. One thing that I love is how quick and easy it is. I absolutely love that. It's so efficient. To me, it's already proven to be the single best replay in sports. I took Strider like that one of the first time, Spencer, kind of going off what you said on the pitch show the other day, had me full fading. Yeah, no, very true, Brad. And honestly, it's a note that I need to have for myself because I have been fading Strider and I have mentioned multiple times I probably am wrong. And if I am wrong, then good, because I like Strider and I don't want him to suck. But I've just been so deathly afraid of him sucking again. But I will say this. I saw a note. I didn't actually watch it, but I saw an article or a headline or something that said he was back up to like 97 yesterday. So, I mean, I think that's good. Again, I didn't have my eyeballs on it. I didn't look. It was literally just I was scrolling and I saw that. 0 shares of Strider. Not a fan of Atlanta pitchers. Yeah, well, other than Chris Sale, who's my boy. Yeah, Blurb says velocity up. Okay. Cheap Arizona pitchers are my go-to. Cheap Arizona pitchers are your go-to. Very interesting. Have you, casual Chad, have you taken any Corbin Burns in this? Because he's kind of in that vein, and I've not looked at him much, but I have considered him as taken as my 7th pitcher on some teams just for a second half play to 96.7, but still, yeah. Oh, but still pitched bad. Oh, I see. Gotcha. But hey, at least the velocity was up, so that's something positive. Okay. I'm up. I'm about to get autoed. Let's go ahead and throw. I'll go back to back Kyle Bradish. I took him in that other one. I'll take him in this one. I think I got autoed my second pick over in the other draft. Please tell me I didn't get Profar. I didn't. Whew, we're good. We're good. I don't want to get Profar. Not again. Huge on Jack Flaherty, Luzardo, Logan Webb, and Painter is my sleeper along with Chad Patrick. Go Boilers, Chad Patrick. Love it. So I've taken Chad Patrick not ever here, but over on other drafts. Brandon Pfaadt, Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen stack. I wish that I could tell you I was in with you there, casual Chad. I would love to tell you I was in with you there. And I hope, honest to God, I hope you're right. Brandon Pfaadt has been one of my boys for the last 3 years. And last year, I literally was like, I can't keep doing this to myself with Brandon Pfaadt. I have to fade him. I have to take a year off of Brandon Pfaadt and hope that he figures things out. So this year, I've been staying away from Brandon Pfaadt. And honestly, if you've been stacking him with those guys, there's not very many people that have been doing that. So I like that from a low owned percent for sure. I was drafting Merrill Kelly all the time before the injury. I think he's a great, dependable late round pitcher. But I have been staying off of him since the injury. I will show you real quick, actually. Let me go show you. So here's my Merrill Kelly. And you can see, look here in January, how often I was drafting Merrill Kelly. And then this is January 31st. Since then, I've only taken him twice, and I have not drafted him since February 18th. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was February 18th. Okay, back over here. Look at this pitcher run since I took Bradish. Holy cow. Okay, so it's pushed down Yandy to me. I also could take a Connor Griffin if I wanted to mix things up, but I'm going to grab one of my boys who I don't have enough of, and get Dalen Lyle on this team. I love Dalen Lyle, big fan of Dalen Lyle, and I don't have a ton of Dalen Lyle. I want to go look and see exactly how much Dinger Dalen Lyle I have. Let's see. 8.9%. Yeah, I want to get that to that 10% rank, so I'm glad I made that pick. Oh, I'm up over on the other one. Let's throw. You know what? Let's throw you Savage in there. I haven't been doing that very often. Let's throw him on that team over there. And as I'm looking now, back to ours. So I like the build structure that I've got so far here with a 3-3-5. Joey has that. Brad started with a 5-1-5. Henny Penny a 5-1-5. Denver Dog a 2-4-5. B. Durand a 2-4-5. Carl Nassib a 3-5-3. Nassib's three outfielders are Corbin Carroll, Seiya Suzuki, and Stephen Kwan. Looking forward to seeing how you turn that team out, Carl Nassib. And then Bjorn with a 3-3-5, Skins Over Birds with a 1-4-5, and it's about to come to his turn right now. You've got one pitcher, but are you about to double tap it? Let's find out. And if not, I'm going to be very interested to see how you fill this staff out, pushing it just like I did with the last one. You are not double tapping. So there's probably your final outfielder would be my guess. We'll end up finding out about that. You going to take pitcher 2 yet? Okay, back over here to this other draft. I have a 3-4-4 start in the other one. Let's add Wilyer Abreu. Okay. Cam Schlittler. So Gossman and Schlittler are the first two pitchers for Skins Over Birds. All right. Now there's a little double Rockies thing with the last two picks here for Bjorn, and I guarantee that could set him up for a couple other nice Rockies pieces that I know a few of us don't mind taking later on. There's a double Pirates thing here with Carl Nassib. So I see what you did there. Duly noted. And then what's your pitching situation? Hunter Brown, Nick Pivetta, Mackenzie Gore. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. I see the Arizona thing you got going. I like that. Very good team here. I see the Cubs with Bregman. You know what you're doing. You drafted a time or two, haven't you, sir? Okay, back to me. I've got the 3-3-5. All right. What do we want to do here, guys? What do we want to do? I want to do something a little different. I'm going to take a Cub myself and Nico Horner, who gives me a pair piece with Ian Happ. Boy, it's taken forever to make that pick. He's in my queue. There we go. I do like Jeremy Pena more, and maybe I should have taken the fall. But every once in a while, I do like to do the pairs thing and the stack thing, or at least set myself up to do it when it's applicable and it falls. And I think that definitely qualifies with Nico Horner there. I hope. I love Nico Horner a ton in other formats. Over here, not as much. That Denver Dogs, I was really hoping Bubba would have fell. You just said, nope, you should have taken the guy you wanted with Bubba. Duly noted, Denver Dogs. I should have taken Bubba. That's all right. Crochet, DeGrom, and Bradish, I feel good. I can live without Bubba on this team. And truth be told, maybe 20-something% is too much, and I shouldn't have quite that much. It's a little maybe too invested. So Brad, after going with the 5 straight outfielders, has yet to take another one yet, which I definitely agree with. You took the Jeremy Pena. I see your Sale, Ryan, Strider, Gavin Williams, and Alcantara. You're living in the range of guys now that we were talking about in our show. And now let's see what you do here. I'm assuming probably you're going to take another infield. Let's find out. You could go anywhere here. It's another infield with Simeon. I love taking Simeon. That's just about as solid as a piece I think you can get with some great upside. One thing we also have talked about is looking at guys who are kind of at their lowest value they've been at and maybe good targets to overproduce their draft value, I would 100% say that Marcus Semien falls into that bucket. Go back over here to and see what I've missed over in the chat. David Peterson is so boring, but absurdly good. Yeah, I know. And I've been mixing Peterson in, whereas I was fading. I wasn't necessarily fading him. I just wasn't looking at him. But I have been taking Peterson a decent amount for, let me go. I'm actually going to go look and see. Junior SB agrees, one of my main 20th rounders. And then before I look at any more comments, let's go back over here because I'm about to pick. Oh, and I'm up in the other one. Oh my gosh. Things are going crazy over here. Okay. Denver Dogs, who are you going to give me? Let's find out. You took an infielder, McGonigal. Reaching up on McGonigal. Maybe though you said, hey, I'm just going to make sure I get him. So I could take, this isn't a bad Savage fall here. This is pick 150. His ADP's 130. I just drafted him over in the other one. Kind of wish I wouldn't have drafted him over. I'm going to do it because I like the 3 pitchers that I have. This works in kind of what I was talking about with mixing the right staffs in together. We'll roll with that. I hadn't drafted him yet, but Kyle Harrison is starting to look so interesting. We were just mentioning him earlier for sure. Hey, TDK, what's up, buddy? Great to see you in here tonight. And he says Harrison on radar now for sure. No idea if he makes the roster. 2 drafted, knows his pitchers too. 2 drafters. Yep. No, Star Method got me. Oh, Star Method got you with McGonigal. Meant to get you Savage. All right, well, I'll take the Star Method blunder there. Honestly, though, you can't really hate it. At this point, McGonigal could go this early because if someone just wants him, then it is what it is. Savage sounds like he might have load issues. That's something he needs to consult his doctor about. But I will say this. So with Savage, I don't have him a ton, but I don't really care if he has workload issues. I can survive with my pitching as long as he's pitching and healthy and contributing at the end of the season. This is what matters to me more than anything is the final 2 months, because and this is also why whenever I'm mixing the plays together, I don't like to have a ton of guys that I think this way with, like about Savage, but I do want to have solidity, upside, mix these guys in, proven innings with young guys, but more proven innings than young guys for each roster, or 1 hurt guy returning. This is also why I go 7. All of these things, there's so much that goes into thinking about how to build these staffs. And honestly, who knows? Looks like Team USA won. Geez, USA ended up with 7th in the 9th. Oh, man, all that happened while it was in the small corner of my screen, which I did not see. I'm going to go ahead and just close that out now that that's over. We got another USA game tomorrow versus Great Britain. And then I want those quality start points. Yeah, I hear you. And that could hurt him. That could absolutely hurt Savage. But my hope is that it's not so much like them limiting him to 5 innings per start, but that maybe it being more like they just send him down to the minors for a while. They have that 6-man rotation that actually lasts, so he's only pitching once a week for a while until inevitably when someone gets hurt later. And then, this is the way I'm thinking. It doesn't have to mean limited innings, doesn't have to mean that they don't let him go 6. Okay. It could, though. I cannot get... You know what? I'm going to take another glass now. I did it with the last one. I'm going to do it again. Let's do it again. Why not? Because now this kind of works again because I really liked my first 3. So now I've taken 2 gambles with 2 what I think are very good pitchers on good teams who have plenty of issues, but also plenty of upside. Oh, you're very welcome, buddy. Hopefully he just gets sent in the minors. I agree. This is a pool play, I believe. Oh, because Catch says, is WSB one and done? Never watched it before. That's what you've never watched. Oh man, the WBC is so great, so great. It's so much fun. So here's an example of how the WBC, the things that happen there that you just won't ever see anywhere else. Tonight in this Brazil game, in the second or third inning, Brazil brought in a pitcher who is 17 years old. You may have seen this earlier, but Jose Contreras, former major leaguer, is 17-year-old kid, came up out of the bullpen throwing filth against Aaron Judge with the bases loaded and gets Aaron Judge to hit into an inning double play. You guarantee he will never forget that, ever. That was so, yes, you see that. Yes, double play, crazy. I know, like that's what the WBC is all about. Moments like this that you can't find anywhere else. You get no other tournament where guys are so passionate in baseball like this. I love the WBC. I mentioned this guy in the draft before. I am not going to let him get sniped this time and get me some Matt McLain. Oh. Oof. Barely got my pick in over on the other one. And I did get autoed Aussie Albies last time, but I'll take that. I don't ever draft Albies. And thankfully I didn't get Profar. That Judge at bat was insane. I know, dude. I know. And the other amazing thing about tonight, like we were talking about earlier, like seeing like Dante Bichette Jr., who would have known we would never see him, seeing Manny's kid come up and hit 2 home runs. I mean, you watch some of these other countries too, where the fans just go nuts. Man, watch Puerto Rico play and watch Puerto Rico's fans. Watch the Dominican fans. It gives us a flavor too of what it's like down there in the winter leagues. I mean, just amazing stuff. And I've been watching the WBC every year since it started, and it's absolutely great. The last WBC was one of the best ones, and I've been looking forward to this one for the last couple years. So far, it has not disappointed here on day one. Junior Caminero home run today. Oh man, dude, Junior Caminero is so much fun. So much fun. And Cadger says, watch the show. That at a guy that didn't like McLain, I doubled down on him. Well, hey, I'm all aboard the McLain train. It is what it is. If it gets derailed, I'm going off the edge with that train. And it's okay. See, this is the type of drafter I am too, because I'm a high volume drafter in this and I'm doing so many. I will gladly say if I feel super good about someone and they don't work, it is what it is. I'll just eat it. I'll eat it. It is what it is. I believe that I will not get blown up on Nolan McLain unless he gets hurt. I think he's too good, just too good to not work out. But no pitcher is a sure thing. Literally not a one. Okay, we're back to me here. Speaking of pitchers that aren't a sure thing, but I'm taking another one here. Jack Leiter. I'm going to go ahead and grab him before I let Brad or one of you other guys, Joe or Henny Penny or Denver Dog, who could have most likely sniped me on Jack Leiter. He wouldn't have made it back around. Oh man, Junior says O'Neal 450-foot bomb. This happened while we were doing the first draft. I haven't seen it yet. Cannot wait. Wish they could do something for Olympics like hockey does and let these guys play. Would be so cool. Oh man, yeah, but this is kind of the Olympics for baseball. That's kind of what this is all about and why they started it 20 years ago. Oh, his ADP, especially in the 190s, talk about Nolan McLain, definitely a top of lineup material. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Wait, is that who you're talking about? Especially 190s. I don't know. Sometimes I lose track because we talk about so many things and then the comments happen. I look away and I'm like, wait, what was this comment referring to? That's my bad, guys. I'll get better with this as over time. That's basically the World Cup for soccer. Oh yeah. See, normally I have the comments on like this, and then since I've learned that I can kind of put one on like that, sometimes I forget. I take the comments off whenever I'm doing the team reviews, and here I've got almost this whole draft without remembering to turn them back on. Okay, coming to my round 17. So I've got a 655. I know exactly what I'm going to do here. Exactly. Because this is someone who I want to take more of. I don't take a lot of. And as long as Denver Dogs gives them to me. Denver Dogs, what are you going to do, my friend? What are you going to do? You took it, Matt Walder. Ah, you got me. You got me. I don't take very much of him. Ah, you got me. Okay, now I got to think a second. I could do Harrison Bader. I was just talking about him last draft. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. I'm going to take my last pitcher here. And I'm going to go with... let's just go with Drew Rasmussen. You threw me all off, Denver Dog. You got me tilted. It's all right. It is all right. Okay, I'm going to back up over here. I got a 5.56 over here. Okay. So in our draft, I've got 7 pitchers. That'll be done there. I'll do a 7.76 build like I normally do. There's no doubt about it. That's what I'm going to do. Leiter is a safe pick. Nice one. I love Leiter this year. See, I personally think that Leiter is going to be one of the potential like breakout picks down here in the draft. Cool Smurfer, what's up, buddy? Glad to see you in here tonight. Thank you. And then Brad's like, LMAO. I know that's about my snipe. Thanks, Denver Dogs. Denver Dogs, you see that? I say this like your Denver is talking about the Broncos. You see that Raiders trade? How about the Raiders trade and Max Crosby right before we got on here live for you football fans? That was something. Kind of saw that like coming, but I didn't think he would be traded to the Ravens. That's for sure. Although it's classic, right? Classic Ravens thing to be stud, have stud defenders. Okay. Over here, I'm going to pick away on this other draft of mine. What do I want to do over here? Over in the other draft, I think I'm going to do a 7.67. Okay. See what I missed here. All right, Chris Bubik around same area is supposed to be good also. If I took him in the last draft, I'm a Bubik drafter. Glad to not Bears. Yeah, I'm a closeted Lions fan. Gotcha. So I'm not in football. I'm not a fan of any team. I'm just a fantasy fan, and I just love drafting. As I'm sure you guys are shocked. As I'm sure you are shocked. Okay, so we're coming back around here, and I'm trying to decide which I want to go first. If I want to grab my last outfielder right now, or push that and mix in one of these random guys at the end. I think that's what I'm going to do because there is no one that specifically jumps out to me. And if I go infielder here, could I do a 7.67 with Bobby Witt, Kurtz, Terang, Nico Horner, and McLean? I'm kind of feeling like that infield needs to be a 7 infield build. Pitchers getting moved up the board, yes. And I am done, thankfully. So my favorite pick here is Ivan Herrera or Max Muncy. Let's do Cardinals. Ivan Herrera, it is. Stick with my favorite pick here. I've already diversified this lineup earlier in the lineup. So no problem. Just go ahead and taking people that I like to take down here low. You doing any more drafts? Not tonight, bud. Not tonight. This is my second one. And I worked all day today. I got to work all day tomorrow. But you missed this earlier, Cool Smurfer. I am going to go live and do a random draft on Sunday. So Sunday at some point during the morning/afternoon, if you've got your notifications on, I'm going to jump in and do a couple drafts on Sunday. So just keep an eye out for that. I'm going to make that just a special drop. Brendan Donovan and Luis Arise, Will Smith, Alec Boehm, so many good infielders down late here. This is why infield is the place to go at the end of drafts. So many drafts over this draft season. I have just pushed it, and my final 4 rounds have been infielder. I mean, I've even had mini starts that are like 7-3-6, and then I just close out and I finish 7-7-6. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You can fill out everything you need by doing that at infield at the end, at least in my opinion. And those were just a few names that you mentioned there. There's so many more. Even like Will Smith isn't a bad pick. So Max Muncy here, my favorite pick. Adley, who Brad was rightly pointing out, has been doing well. But I think I'm going to stick with the Cardinals theme here, and I'm going to go JJ Weatherholt. I've been wanting to get more JJ. Brock took him in that last one. We were talking about him in the draft before. JJ's a stud. JJ's a stud. I think he's looking like it in spring training, and hopefully he's going to play. And I don't have a lot of him, so add another share in. So when we do finish this, I'm going to go through, talk about some teams, and then we're going to call it a night. Thank you guys again, everyone who's been in here. This has been super fun. Casual chat. Appreciate you talking so much in the chat, my friend. I love it. He's a sleeper just like McGonigal. Absolutely. Absolutely. And JJ has stayed down here. It's kind of funny that JJ is probably the guy who has the chance for the like probably the most playing time, but yet he's the one who lasts the longest. It's an interesting thing. Other draft is filled. Okay. And those we're coming back around here. So I'm going to go outfield. And if you guys give them to me, maybe this is just a Jordan Walker and I close out with 3 Cardinals. I don't draft Lars Nootbaar. I'm not a Nootbaar guy. I'm actually not a fan of his at all. I'm looking to see if there's any other that would make sense from a stack perspective for my build. I don't think so, because this hasn't been like a stacked team. I've got a couple teammate pairs, but mostly this has been an unstacked team. And if I do stack the Cardinals here at the end, it'll be the only team that I've got 3 of. I told you guys earlier I took my first Spencer Jones share yesterday. I'm not going to do it with this team. It was on a team where I had 7. So there's someone who I saw look great yesterday who never can stay healthy. And he would work as a third, not Jordan Walker, who would work as a third teammate pair on this team, who had a monster game yesterday. I wonder if anyone else ever clicks Garrett Mitchell's name. That's what I'm thinking of. Nootbaar double heel transplant sounds rough. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Spencer's not going to like my team because it's old and boring and done. Soler and Bader are good defensive picks. Yeah, Mitchell. Do you ever take Mitchell? I think I'm going to do it. He's never healthy. This isn't really a good pick. There's so many safer picks. I mean, even Jordan Walker is probably a better pick. Should I take Garrett Mitchell? I don't know, guys. Jason Dominguez. I mean, I could just take old Nick Castellanos. He should play. Evan Carter's man. See, there's so many good. You know what? Let's do it. I was talking about it. Jordan Walker. Let's close it out with Cardinals. I guarantee there's no way that I have much Jordan Walker. Let's find out. Not Christian Walker. 3.6%. Yeah, 3.6%. Well, guess what? We're now up to 4%. All right. Well, guys, that was a super great draft. Option on Class A, DeLauder, Carson Benj. Carson Benj is someone I've thought about. Oh, yeah, Lane Thomas. That's another one. He's someone who I've loved so many in the past. Brad says, I should have taken Garrett Mitchell. Should have taken him. Brad's taking him. Skins, you took the wrong Muncie, bro. Oh, did Skins over Birds take Max Muncy of the Athletics? Did that happen? Let me go back over to the draft board. You did, Max. Hey, maybe that was on purpose. Maybe you just wanted to mix it up. Did you? You had several other Athletics. I bet that was a intentional pick. I bet so. Yes, yeah. He says nah. Oh, you are okay. So you've not taken him. Henny Penny with his crazy symbols. Oh, hey, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And Brad sent you a text. Let me see. What did you text me, Brad? Drafted this earlier. Look at this outfield. Garrett Mitchell. There he is. Yep. I should have just taken him. All right, that's okay. We took old Jordan Walker instead. Why not? All right, boys. Let's take a look at some of our squads. Let's take a look here. Oh, let me go take the comments back off the stage so that we can look at our teams. We'll start with Brad at the top here. 785. 785. Look at you with the crazy rare 785 build. This has to be your only one. So Chris Sale, Joe Ryan, Strider, Gavin Williams, Alcantara, Imai, and Burrows. You took the Burrows advice. What's so funny, Brad? I just took Burrows over in that other draft that I was in. So Brock took him. I told it, hey, it stood out to me. I wasn't even thinking about Burrows. Eugenio Suarez. So this is the 8, right? Yeah, 8 infield. Eugenio Suarez, Jeremy Pena, Marcus Simeon, Christian Walker, Brandon Lau, Josh Bell, Correa, Brady House. Look at you with the Brady House down at the bottom. And then again, you started your draft off with 5 straight outfielders. So you're like, I'm just going to start off with 5 outfield, see how this team turns out. And Shohei Ohtani, Wyatt Langford, Jackson Merrill, Buxton, and O'Neill Cruz. Well, buddy, I can't wait to see how this team works out. It's a super unique build. Obviously, it's strange. But you've got really interesting pitching. I love the push infield plays that you got. So we'll just see if it comes together. So really, really fun team. 776 for Joey at pick 2. Joey's rocking with Christopher Sanchez, Dylan Cease, Zach Wheeler, Jack Flaherty, Rodon, Ryan Weathers, and the aforementioned David Peterson, Mr. Quality Starts himself. So really good staff. You did take 2 of the potential risky injury comeback plays, but it was on a 7. So that says you should have 5 pitchers that could get you by, score you enough points. And the question is, with Ryan Weathers being one of them, will that work? Because he's always such an injury risk, but it could. And I really like that pitching staff. Pete Alonso, Jazz, McHale, Mooney, Jacob Wilson, Salvi, Xander, with Judge, James Wood, Lawrence Butler, Adolis, Dylan Cruz, and Stanton. All right. Another great build. I don't see a ton of stack pieces, but I noticed the Yankee thing you did there with Jazz, Judge, and Stanton. Okay, there's a Washington thing that you've got in here. It's a pair and not a stack. You've got a little KC pair. You've got an Athletics pair. Yeah, so you've done some pairs, and then you've got a couple one-offs mixed in there. Really good overall build, Joe. Like the way you're coming together. Henny Penny, let's see what you did. You went with a 6.77. Really like your pitching. Really like that pitching a lot. I mean, a ton, honestly. The only thing I could say is with 6 and Woodruff being one of them, you could immediately be cutting yourself off to 5, but you can make it work. I do think that 5 pitchers can win it. It's just 5 pitchers is very hard to win in the playoffs. but it can win the league. Vinny P, Wilson Contreras, Akamoto, Drake Baldwin, Barger, Carden, Jensen, and Durbin. See some stack pieces in there. Yep, knew that's going to work. Juan Soto, Roman Anthony, George Springer, Dalton Varsho, Wilyer Abreu, Mike Yastrzemski, and Carson Benj. Great draft with some unique pieces mixed in there. I really like the value you got. Waiting at infield, your infield is awesome. I've got many teams where Vinny P is my first infielder right here in this mid-70s range. So I'm all aboard doing that. Your outfield's phenomenal. Love this pitching staff. Great team, Henny Penny. Denver Dogs with a 7.76. Freddie P, Yuri, Bubba Chandler, Shane Smith, Reed Detmers, Robbie Snelling, Jacob Lopez. I guarantee you already know, Denver Dogs, that I'm going to look at your staff and say, too risky, too many pieces, with 4 of them being risky pieces. With all that said, though, what if they all work? It could happen. You ever seen Angels in the outfield? Gunnar Henderson, Mookie Betts, Michael Busch, Torkelson, McGonigal, Jackson Holiday, Gleyber Torres. So you made the Detroit thing work. Schwarber, Jaron Duran, Teoscar, Michael Harris, Andy Pages, and Matt Wallner. I love your hitting. Your hitting's phenomenal top to bottom. It's just the pitching thing. Can it work? I mean, your top 3 I'm a big fan of, but you've got risk assumed with Yuri and Bubba, just from the sake of Yuri and Bubba being so young. It's super electric arms, 2 of my favorite arms to draft. But putting them together as guys that you have to count on, I don't know. We'll see. But love the build. And you did major push pitching. All right. We'll wait on mine. I don't know if Mitchell Mack was in this. Mitchell Mack, if you're in this, say something in the chat. I'll review your team. B. Durand, I know you're in here with us. Logan Webb, Max Fried, Tanner Bybee, Zach Gallen, Shota Monica, Matthew Boyd, Max Meyer. We talked about him last time. This is super intriguing to me. I've also not been looking at Max Meyer, very much like Mike Burrows, and I need to put him on my radar. Again, I'm looking at all these pitchers I'm so interested in taking over on NFBC and Draft Champions, where we're going 15 teams, 50 rounds. But I just don't open my mind up to enough of these late pitchers over here. And a lot of guys who I think aren't good plays for Underdog that could turn out to be great plays for Underdog. Those are 2 of those guys that could absolutely be that. Julio, Devers, Bellinger, Brian Reynolds, Trent Grisham, and Jung-Hoo Lee. Very solid outfield. I see the San Francisco thing that you did. I like the Aranda and Yandy picks. Did you have a Tampa Bay outfielder? Nope, that's okay. You added super solid Will Smith. Luke Keishel's looking like a monster so far. Yeah, man, really good team. Really good overall team. Nothing stands out to me at any position as being like, that position is incredible, but from top to bottom, you built a very well-balanced team. Carl Nassib, let's see how you drafted tonight. 7.76. So you waited until you took Hunter Brown and then waited till Pavetta. Hunter Brown, Pavetta, Mackenzie Gore, Ranger Suarez, Garrett Cole, McClanahan, Kodai Senga. Again, Cole, McClanahan, we'll see, but McClanahan is at least pitching. I saw him out there. It's so great that he's out there pitching. Kodai Senga, mentioned him. Vladdy, Cattell, Perdomo, Bregman, Connor Griffin, Trevor Story, Max Muncy. Absolutely adore the infield. Love the Connor Griffin mixed in there. I knew you had Ozuna too. Outfield is super good. It's risky. It's risky with Corbin Carroll as the main one, but maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong, and that's not risky. But whenever I see Corbin Carroll and Stephen Kwan as 2 of the top 3, again, the outfield is a little risky for me. The infield is absolutely nails. And the pitching staff for waiting, I really like how you mixed it in together. I'm a big fan of the top 4, and I like throwing in Senga at the end. So overall, Carl Nassib, I'm a fan of your build. Bjorn, let's see what you did. You went with a 7.67. Brian Wu, Fromber, Chase Burns, Sheehan, Braxton Ashcraft, Brady Singer, Will Warren. More pushing pitching here. So with doing so, Woo and Framber at the top, quality starts for days. Chase Burns with your swing big. You also threw Brady Singer in later to kind of balance that. Emmett Sheehan, and I'm in on Will Warren. I've taken him a couple times. I like throwing in that. I mean, he pitched all season last year. That's something that most people don't think about, but he pitched the full season, and I love that. And he could be Michael King 2.0. Ellie, Jose Ramirez, Josh Naylor, Hunter Goodman, Sal Stewart, Manzardo. Perfect six infielders. Perfect for a six infielder build. You were done with Sal and Manzardo. This, honestly, I adore this. This I think is phenomenal. And you started with the two at the top, which then immediately set that in your mind where I know you knew, like, okay, I'm probably going to make this a six infielder build. You didn't push yourself, though, to take another one, a fourth one in the top 100. You grabbed Naylor and then waited. Big fan. And then your outfield, Randy Arozarena, Taylor Ward, Elliot Ramos, TJ Friedel, Doyle, Moniak, Tyler O'Neill. So for waiting down here, I like these pieces. I don't draft Tyler O'Neill very much, but I know Brad is on board. I just don't trust Tyler O'Neill. That's my problem with him. He's a teammate pair with Taylor Ward, but I get his upside. And I promise you this, Tyler O'Neill will be really good the first week of the season. Promise you that. So overall, like your team, Bjorn. Good team in the mix. Skins over Birds. This is a tough room, guys. This is a tough room. Skins over Birds went with 7-7-6 build. Only two of these teams are going to advance. Gossman, pushed pitcher to 108. Gossman, Schlittler, Nola, Baz, Jose Soriano, Bubik, and Keller. For a push pitcher build, again, see exactly what you did. You took that solidity of innings of Keller, Soriano, Nola, Gossman, upside with Schlittler, upside with Baz, upside with Bubik. That's the way I look at it. You've got a dependable upside, dependable upside, dependable upside, dependable. And if you're going to do that in a push pitching build, I think that's great. I know your hitters will be good. I know your outfield. Look at that outfield. The only one who I've not been drafting is Cowser. I hope to be wrong there. I was just so disappointed in him last year, and I don't. Maybe he goes back to looking like his rookie season. It could be. We see year 3 bounce backs or breakouts all the time. And then the infield, the rare Max Muncy athletics, which pairs with your athletics. You grabbed Rutschman, but honestly, your infield's really good, and you've got Lindor, Neto, Rice, Shea Langoliers, Polanco, Adley. This is a very solid team, and it's unique too. That's one thing I like about it. Very unique build. So Skins over Birds, great job. We'll close out looking at my team. Then I'll go back over to the comments real quick. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. If I missed your team, let me know in the comments while I'm reviewing mine. Crochet, DeGrom, Bradish. So by going with these top 3, I knew right there that I felt good and I could take some gambles. I did that with Savage and Glasnow, and then closed it out with another potential gamble because of the young side, but one of my favorite picks with Leiter, and then what I perceive to be a solid pick in Rasmussen. And when me and Brad were doing our Stacking Dingers pitchers show the other night, I noticed I've not been drafting much Rasmussen, and I should take more of him. So this was a Bobby Witt team where, again, as you guys heard, I mixed up some of my shares where I took some guys that I hadn't been taken with Bobby Witt early, and then I just didn't care as it moved on. I like what I did. I don't love what I did. I see where my potential upside could come from. I mean, my infield has the chance to be really good, especially if my boy Matt McClain hits, and if Ivan Herrera and JJ do really well. These could easily be the 2 best Cardinals. In my opinion, they probably will be. I should have just grabbed Garrett Mitchell at the end. Oh, well, I chickened out on Garrett Mitchell. Ian Happ, Christian Yelich, Jack Caglione, Joe Adell, Dalen Lyle, Jordan Walker. You can see where easily this could be my biggest problem. I didn't spend a top pick, outfield pick. I waited until 43. With that said, I probably should have taken a 7th. If I could go back and redo this build, I would have done a 7-6-7. I would have just went ahead and taken probably not Ivan Herrera, taken another outfielder there, or maybe in the Nico range, taken another outfielder. And I would think I would feel better if I had this as a 7-6-7, because I don't think my outfield is going to be good enough. Although it's possible. It's possible. I mean, I do really like my 5 guys. I believe in these. It's just I don't feel confident with looking with them as a group. I don't know that this is going to finish in the top 2 of this league, going through all of these teams and seeing how many awesome teams that we've all drafted. Okay, let's go back over here and see if I missed anyone. Let's see if I missed anything here. Let's see. Giants are supposed to be crazy this year. Just typed in general for the season. Oh, me too, buddy. I'm very hyped for this season. Vientos cost Peterson so many wins. That's an interesting thought. I hadn't even thought about blaming Mark Vientos for that. Shane Smith is going to be fire. I took him in the last draft. I hope so. Shane Smith is a super interesting late pick here. Quan and Carroll are massive floor players. I couldn't agree more with that. Cool Smurfer, where are you guys drafting Hunter Green or completely out? I got him around 130 earlier. Yeah, we were talking in the first draft, and I think somewhere I took him yesterday or 2 days ago. I haven't taken him today. I got him at like 110, and I thought that was maybe a little too high. I think 130 to 150 sounds like the spot, especially if you like the pitchers you already have on your team. Or you just don't trust him and just don't draft him altogether. Junior Espy says Green just off my rankings. Joey, good night. Hope to see you Tuesday. Thanks, Joey. Thanks for being in here tonight, bud. Joey, again, for I said it last time, he was one of, I used to draft all the time over on Best Ball 10s. I would still be doing that if it existed. It was over on the NFBC platform. I loved it. Joey was a big drafter over there with me. That's how we got to know each other in the comment sections. And over there, we had comment sections. We could talk to each other in those drafts. That was fun. But, well, guys, this has been a great night of drafting. I've had an awesome time with y'all. We're 2.5 hours in. We're going to call it a night. I will be back for those of you that are still on. Know this. Sunday, keep your eye on the notifications. If you're free, if you're off work, if you're hanging out at home, I'm going to randomly go live throughout the day. And then we'll be back Tuesday night for our regularly scheduled show. And then next weekend. So until then, guys, have a great night. Enjoy the WBC and keep drafting. See you next time. Bye.